Started to record. So, Vidya, tell me, how have you been? How
It's all
things are?
going well, and I'm also happy to meet you once again. But
Yes, yes.
crossing paths, I have never expected that it will be happening. Yeah.
And like that to this way, because we are in two
Right.
different states, but still
Yes.
we managed to like work together. Maybe that is how our stars are aligned.
Right.
So on that note, I would like to understand what questions you have regarding the roles and responsibilities of a product manager at English Press. Uh,
You know, usually HR orients people when they join. So that's when I have asked Mukul, he said Manjima will be taking through the session as well. A walkthrough of, general roles and responsibilities, maybe probably a routine that product manager has here in English Press. Like
right.
the practical possibilities which are happening here so that I'll get to understand how to start working with the team once I'm on the field.
Right, right. So your base location would be Hyderabad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yes. So Vidya, like I am based in Calcutta, but I'm looking after the entire East, including Northeast, and also time and again because we like our team is a little like smaller than what we had in our previous like organization. So here, like product managers, they often commute to other states. Of course, that is not something you have to do. That is not a compulsion. Only if it is, like it is something that you have the bandwidth to commute to other states and conduct trainings. Only then, like it will be arranged. So I often had to travel to Kerala because until now we didn't have a product manager for South. So I covered Kerala and Chennai. And also, I had one very important meeting at Hyderabad, like this year itself. So that was just because there was nobody to represent English press there. But now I think it wouldn't be much of a trouble. So, in case you have to travel to another state, you will be informed well in advance. And they would definitely like ask you whether you have the bandwidth to travel. Also, regarding the whole traveling procedure, of course, you would be getting approvals from your manager, and Rajnish sir will be CC'd to all the emails. So, one thing that is great about having a comparatively smaller team is that our like CEO Rajnish sir can always be looped in the approval process. So that is how it happens, or otherwise, your manager will get the necessary approvals from Rajnish sir, and accordingly, he will pass on that approval to you. And we have a well defined travel desk here. So you just have to mention that these are the dates that you want the travel desk to block, and to arrange flights for you if you have to like travel long distance, or if there is paucity of time, you can just discuss that with your manager, like how much budget you want to like allocate for your traveling, and accordingly that will be arranged. Otherwise, for product managers, sales representatives, area managers, we have a PDF that encloses our travel plan, right? So that will be shared with you in due time. The HR will share the same with you. So I do not think that should be a problem. And regarding your accommodation, that too will be booked by the travel desk. So what you have to ensure is like once you reach there, your local travel, which most times the sales representative in that state, they take care of it. But however, if you are traveling alone and nobody from English press is there to represent, just giving you like, a scenario if something like this happens. Although in my case it never happened, but if something like this happens, then maybe you have to arrange your local travel expenses and your food bill, right? Which you have to upload on our CRM, which is SetRight. And you will have a complete training on CRM, um, like maybe in a day or two, where they will give you a complete walkthrough where you can upload your bills and upload your visits, and accordingly you will be reimbursed. And I think in one of our previous conversations, I already mentioned that here reimbursement happens in the 15-day cycle. So every 15 days you will be reimbursed and you have to like raise the bill accordingly, right? So this is like these are the logistics. And barring that, like supporting schools, business retention, by the end of one fiscal year, you will be asked to maybe just recall your performance and development, like how you performed throughout the year and how many schools you supported entirely from conversion to adoption to training and everything, and whether like these schools have been retained. So that is like a little bit of sales insights are supposed to be incorporated there, I believe. And I completely believe that Mithilesh sir will help you out in that regard. Otherwise, any other questions? Because I have been talking for a really long time. So any other questions you have? Okay.
Yeah. As of now,
Yes.
there's nothing much, I would say. So even in future, as both of us are working together, I'll take your support till I'm
Mhm.
settled here.
Of course, Vidya.
Yeah.
That is going to happen anytime. Now, I will just walk you through the products.
Mm.
So Mukul was saying that he already shared the PDFs of a few of our titles.
Yeah, yeah. So I
Yes.
have gone through the PDFs, the
Mhm.
PPTs, whatever he has shared,
Mhm.
but I did not log into the digital resources and I have not checked anything. So
Perfect.
we'll shortly do that.
Yes, sure. So I will just very quickly take you through the titles that we have had since the last academic year and the new launches that we have for this season. All right. So first, I will begin with our grammar title. So English Press is mostly about English titles because it is the English vertical of Orange House, although it's a completely separate company, by the way, right? With a separate team exclusively working on uh, the products that are coming under the brand. So like even if Orange House, like if you look at the um, logistics or administrative like window, then of course we have four verticals of Orange: Orange Education, Brothers, English Press, and um, you know. Uh, Forgetting full marks. I'm so sorry. So these are the four verticals. However, there are other verticals as well. However, English Press, they have like a completely separate team. Okay. So for brand visibility, sometimes we do give this reference that we are the ELT vertical of Orange. However, like again, to build uh, the commitment or the presence of our brand, we try to stick to the fact that English Press is a separate entity. So that way. Okay. Now we have English titles. This year we have launched a pre-primary product, which is a kit, pre-primary kit, right? And we are also going to launch a mental health series from classes 1 to 8. And last year, we had launched a book on SDGs titled Be the Change. So I will walk you through that as well. The first title that I would like to take you through is my Green Book of Grammar. So this is one of our best selling titles across the country because it has got the maximum amount of traction, and um like our editorial, they um, tried to seek feedback from concerned teachers and stakeholders, academic stakeholders, to review the content, to revamp the content all over again, to come up with this book. So first of all, just a second. Okay, right. So first of all, my Green Book of Grammar, it offers grade-specific approach to grammar education. This is a K-8 series, so from classes 1 to 8. Each book follows current educational standards, emphasizing interactive and practical learning. So we are moving away from traditional rote memorization to uh, practical, communicative, and functional teaching of grammar to enhance students' language proficiency, provides a solid foundation for both academic and practical applications of grammar. So it is following a blended approach of both structural and functional grammar, right? This is the walkthrough page. So we call my Green Book of Grammar a series of assessment style grammar books. Why assessment style? Because we have periodically inserted assessments to ensure that learners get ample opportunities to constantly practice, to rigorously practice, and evaluate their progress, right? And that is exactly how grammar education needs to be. Like quintessentially, they need to be like this. Every grammar book or every language book follows a certain approach to teaching language. So we follow a three-dimensional approach. I will talk about this in detail. So we have also followed a grammar gradation, like across the grades, how the concepts are changing, how the concepts are getting more complex across the grades. That is something we have shown through a table. Yes, Vidya.
So it's a kind of spiral learning procedure which
Spiral lining. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. And there are some grammar-based accessories. So from classes 1 to 5, we have a fun activity booklet attached at the end of every book. And from 6 to 8, we have a ready reckoner, again attached at the end of the book, right? So this is the three-dimensional approach that I was talking about. This is called um, the three-dimensional grammar framework devised by Larson Freeman. So Larson Freeman is a linguist, and he came up with this framework. What is it? It is pretty simple. Um, like for teaching every concept, we start with just introducing learners to the form so that they gain a certain understanding of the accuracy of the concept, right? So just like not beginning every book with a like proper definition, instead like maybe just give them some example sentences highlighting that uh, you know um part of speech, so that they can understand like which part of speech this is and what purpose it serves. So giving them an idea what the form of that grammar concept is, then gradually we move to the like exploration of the meaning. So this is where we give them a well defined description of the concept. So first, like maybe a few example sentences. She's wearing a pretty dress, or Rahul is driving a blue car, and just asking learners to identify these highlighted words, what purpose they serve. Then we move on to like talking about the definition, that adjectives are describing words, so and so, right? And finally, we move to the application part. So this is where we have all the grammar drills, activities, exercises. And after every 4 to 5 chapters, we have assessments. In book one, we have 3 assessments because we didn't want to overwhelm the students with too many assessments at like such a young age at the foundational stage. However, book two onwards, we have 4 assessments in every book, right? Okay. Now I
The
was.
assessments in the sense, is it like 2 review tests before semester one and 2 review
Yes,
in the second
yes. So
semester?
we have 2 review pages in every book and 4 assessments, right? So maybe before semester one, we can have 1 review and 2 assessments. And for semester three, we have 2 assessments, 1 review again. All right. Yes.
So
So
it's,
this,
can you please repeat 2 reviews, right? 2 reviews for each semester.
no, two
Per
reviews,
semester.
2 reviews in every book. So 1 review each
Yeah.
semester. Okay. Yes. Now, the spiral learning that you were talking about, this is the gradation chart that we have inserted at the beginning of every book, right? So we have tried to color code these concepts, and this also offers learners to explore their fine motor skills, because like if you close the book, so from the outside you can just track the colors. So maybe if the teacher asks them to open maybe chapters on pronouns, then they will directly just identify the color blue, and they can directly just open the page. So back in the day when we used to have telephone directories and we had color coded pages, that is the approach we have tried following here. And you can see like how the concepts are gradually progressing across the grades. So in grades 1 and 2, we didn't just try to bombard learners with words like nouns, pronouns, or adjectives. We tried to simplify them and maybe just begin with the concepts first. So what are naming words? What are describing words? What are doing words? And then maybe grade 3 onwards, we have introduced the term nouns just to ease them into the concept. And gradually, like across the grades, these concepts have become a little more complex, right? Just to like help learners understand that your base like begins here. However, you just build on your foundational learning, your foundational knowledge, right? Now, my Green Book of Grammar has some spotlight features. First and foremost, I will talk about grammar talk a little later. First, let us look at AI integration, right? So, AI integration is a feature that we have from classes 3 to 8. Okay, we didn't want to like explore this in the foundational stage, but preparatory stage onwards, we have introduced this. Why? Because like even as educators, product managers, being people from academia or people who are not from academic backgrounds, maybe no matter which profession you represent, nowadays we are strictly like aligned to we are kind of dependent on the artificial intelligence in some capacity. However, like as adults, we know like how to ethically maneuver it, how to ethically make good use of it, so that we are not over dependent on AI, compromising our own creativity, our own critical thinking skills. However, generation alpha, generation beta is also coming. So these students are already adept at using AI, like much more fluent at using all the AI platforms, way, uh, better than we do. What they might lack is the ethics that I'm talking about. So they are going back home, like after spending 6, 7 hours at school, they are going back home. And maybe under the supervision of their parents or without them, they are being heavily reliant on AI, maybe just blindly copying and pasting AI enabled responses from there, which they are integrating in their assignments, in their assessments. So, which is obviously butchering their creativity, their thought process. So this is something we wanted to address. Now, young children, they are stubborn by nature. I do not want to be very generic about it. I do not want to comment irresponsibly about them. But in general, we have found that like young learners, they are curious and they are stubborn as well. So if you just forcefully, take something away from them, they would want to know why, like why you are taking this away from me. If you claim that this is causing me trouble, or this is you know inhibiting my thinking process, then you have to justify, because generation alpha is already like way smarter at analyzing things. So they would definitely ask us to justify our actions. And if we cannot come up with convincing responses, then chances are high that they would go back to it. And having an access to a technological device in this age is not a problem for, young learners. This is like not rocket science for them. So they can gain access to technology like anytime they want. So what we wanted to do is just ethically, empower them about the usage of artificial intelligence, which even as adults we are exploring. So maybe just passing it on to these people so that they are way more equipped with the ethical knowledge right from their formative years. And by the time they grow up, because we know that the professional landscape is going to look very, very different 10 years from now, because it is constantly evolving. Even 2 years ago, content writers, copywriters, they uh, they held like respectful positions in the business world. I wouldn't say that they have lost their importance, but there is a constant debate that AI can very easily replace them. There is a debate. I definitely do not agree with that. But like 10 years later, we wouldn't even know what professional choices these young learners will have. So what we can do is just prepare them with the adequate skills, the relevant skills. So that is the reason why we have integrated AI in our language books, because language acquisition is also very scientific, very practical. So when they unfurl the whole process of learning a language, if they understand how artificial intelligence can be ethically integrated here, they would know how to use this language ethically in the long run. So, just a quick example that I can take you through. This is an example that I borrowed from book 7, for example. So, we are just teaching students like what question tags are, how to write interrogative sentences. So, this is an exercise. Write a conversation between two friends, use question tags in the dialogues. The AI integration can be very simple, right? We haven't integrated it in a way that it would be very difficult for both facilitators and students to decode. No, this was an experimental feature that we tried to integrate. So the purpose needed to be conveyed through. However, in one of our recent launches, that is Beyond Words, which is a course book, not a grammar book, that is where we have integrated AI again. But there, the integration is a bit more, I would say, uh, challenging, right? Because we are catering to those schools, A plus schools or B plus schools. Anyway, so the AI integration is ask GPT to give you 5 question tag sentences with sarcastic undertones. So even with the word sarcastic, they can have a quick discussion, what it means. And since we are addressing seventh graders, so we assume that they probably have come across this term, or they are just trying to figure out, at least they have the intellectual capacity to understand what sarcastic means, right? Accordingly, the activity can be conducted like this, that the teacher can refer to their digital boards or projector screen, whatever is available in the classroom, and they can open maybe an AI platform. So at the same time, we are not just forcefully keeping them away from something, right? We are directly having a conversation with it in the presence of the learners. And that is how we somehow felt that this whole, battle that teachers are fighting with students, that do not, generate responses from AI, do not use AI, you will be shamed if you use it, it is strictly prohibited. So this whole, deal with prohibition, right? That is something the teachers can address if they themselves like open an AI platform right in the class on their digital boards, and they can just together, like in collaboration with the learners, conduct this activity. Maybe just ask ChatGPT to generate 5 question tag sentences. The teacher can form groups in the class, and each group, they have to maybe take up these 5 question tag sentences and create a dialogue between two friends. But those question tag sentences, they are supposed to be integrated organically so that the dialogue also seems very natural. And then it can again be converted into an art integrated, activity where every group can just enact the dialogue, like the dialogue between two friends. So from a very simple prompt, lots and lots of activities can be designed and they can be executed in the classroom, right? So that is how we have inserted AI integration, not like overwhelming students with too many of them, but as and when, very sporadically, as and when we thought we could integrate them, we have done that. Okay. Grammar Talk is an NCF 2023 like integration, which we have introduced grade 6 onwards. And this is just to help students um, talk about a grammar concept. So, like until now, even like when we were in school, we followed the structural method where we used to solve grammar exercises, maybe get a 10 out of 10, right? But when we had to implement that knowledge in speech, we often fumbled, we often stuttered because we didn't get enough exposure to speak in English fluently, to carry on a conversation in English for a prolonged period of time. So, like Indian students, they still do not get that exposure to constantly, continually converse in English with their peers, with their parents. They still do not have, they still do not have access to this environment yet. So, this grammar talk is integrated grade 6 onwards, where the questions are a little tweaked, like minor tweaks are introduced. This question could otherwise be just underline the dependent clauses and circle the independent clauses. Maybe a quintessential, instruction that one could find in any Rain and Martin grammar book. But what we have tried to do here is just implore students to have a discussion about it. So, yes, you have underlined the dependent clauses and circled the independent clauses, but can you just justify why? So, first, you have to explain what dependent clauses and independent clauses are, and then you justify your answers. So, have a discussion among yourselves, right? And there is a teacher's note which directs teachers to convert this exercise into a speaking task. Ensure that students participate in that. So, not just solving grammar exercises, but talking about them so that the knowledge is permanently stored here, right? Any questions from the spotlight features, Vidya, for our green grammar?
No, I'm just listening.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Everything is clear.
Right.
Is this teacher's note available for all the exercises, and all the grades, wherever
Yes.
there are discussion tasks?
Yes.
Okay.
These teachers' notes are available. And not just in respect to grammar talk integration, we have teachers' notes again sporadically and organically included in respect to exercises and activities. Once you flip through the pages, you will find like how they are included in the book. Right. Now the activity booklets, they they venture into the activity part, and they are attached at the end of green grammar from classes 1 to 5, and they use games, puzzles, sudokus, small flashcards, right, to make grammar fun and accessible, fostering a natural enjoyment and learning moods. So if you get access to the physical copies of Green Grammar, you will find at the end of every grammar book across classes 1 to 5, there is a booklet attached, and every booklet contains 8 such activities. Okay. So students dive into them, seamlessly combining entertainment with education. Yes,
Yeah.
Vidya.
So, what kind of activities do we have? It's like, engaging the child in the classroom, or where do they use these activities? Like, is it assigned as a homework, or is it left to the teacher to decide?
Yes, see, like sometimes teachers do face this paucity of time to conduct every activity in the classroom. Maybe they are running late because of a plethora of holidays. So there can be some practical problems. However, we try to just inspire them to do these activities right in the classroom, and how they can be conducted, those are indicated in our teacher's manual.
Just one more question, Manjima.
Yes.
How
Yes.
many activities do we have for each grade in this activity booklet? And how many
Yes.
pages is it?
Right. So every booklet contains 8 activities, 08. Okay. Let me just bring a grammar book. Just give me 1 minute, Vidya, so that I can demonstrate the same. Yes, Vidya. So this is an example of an activity booklet. attached at the end. Just give me a sec. Okay. Yeah. So this is attached at the end of the book. Okay. And one page contains one activity. Okay.
I would say these are kind of worksheets also which the teacher can use, right?
Absolutely.
Do we also have worksheets, Manjima, for
Yes.
these grammar
Yes.
books?
We have worksheets uploaded on our
Digital
digital
resources.
resource platform, and those are supplementary worksheets. Okay, yes. And this, obviously, like this booklet is detachable. So if like teachers just use them on bagless days, maybe just ask children to bring the activity booklet and nothing else, that too can be done. Okay, yes.
This is
And
interesting.
yeah, yeah, this booklet is attached. And yeah, and this is the Ready Reckoner. So this is something that can be found at the end of books 6, 7, and 8 like this. Okay. So you can just take it out in, yeah. So like this. And all the grammar concepts are given here, like on both sides, very briefly, just for
A quick reference to the child.
quick reference. Absolutely. So right before an exam. And these are included in the books for like senior students or middle school students, assuming that they can like handle this kind of resource. So young learners, they tend to like misplace something as small as this, but like we can just assume that middle school learners are like a little more mature, and they can handle a resource like this. So just to reinforce classroom lessons. Now the
So,
review, yes.
all the grammar concepts, whatever the child learns in those particular grades, is available for quick reference to the child from 6 to 8 grades.
Absolutely, Vidya. Yes. So they would include like a quick definitions of all the concepts very briefly. If some exceptional grammar rules are applied there, those are also included with some um, example sentences. So that like for revision purpose, that quick reckoner can work really well. Instead of going through the entire book, that quick reckoner can work for them. Right. So I was talking about every book containing 2 review pages like this, right? So 4 assessments and 2 reviews. So before semester 1, 1 review, then semester 2, another review. Okay. These are again like after like all the chapters that we are possibly exploring before semester 1. We are just consolidating questions from there and putting in the review section. We are calling them teacher support pages because every review ends with this brief evaluation rubric. Okay, so that teachers can just quickly keep a track of the progress of the students. Evaluation is done right there, and they can also understand the general learning pattern of the class. So if they just collect review responses from all the learners, from 40 students in a class, and they notice that maybe 10 students still need support, they can always arrange remedial classes for those 10 students. So for evaluation purpose, or like whether the lesson needs to be tailored in accordance to the needs of the learners later by arranging remedial sessions, all those decisions can be taken through review sheets. Okay. Now this is the digital support. I was wondering if I could take you to the digital resource section at the end of the session. Right? First, let us just walk through the contents of all the titles, then like we will go through the digital part. Right. So any questions from Green Grammar? Nothing. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Uh, Acha.
So coming to assessment part,
Mhm.
it's a kind of CBA, a competency-based assessment questions
Yes,
that we have
yes.
from two
Actually, like,
bots.
yes, Vidya. So the questions that we have in Green Grammar, they are grammar-based questions. We have CBA questions in our course book, competency-based assessment questions. All right. And actually, like, if teachers want, like, if for example, they have adopted Green Grammar, and they are also looking for some additional worksheets which are competency based. So we can share the supplementary worksheets that are there in our Green English, which is the course book, with the Green Grammar book, because the grammar and the language integration in the course book is completely mapped with Green Grammar. Okay.
So
Yes.
that's given as an additional support.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes. Absolutely.
So is it that the product manager will be sharing as per the requirement of the school if they need
As
it?
per the requirement. Yes. The assessments that are there in the book, in the Green Grammar book, they are grammar based. However, like, if the teachers are looking for competency based assessments, we can just share the supplementary worksheets that are there for Green English.
So
Okay.
apart from the worksheets which are there for the main course book, we
Mhm.
also have worksheets for grammar in the digital
Yes,
resources. So
those are
Green Book
again
of Grammar,
supplementary
right?
grammar based. Yes.
All right, yeah.
Okay. And this year onwards, Vidya, we are also including, because this is a feedback that we received from teachers. So the grammar portion, teachers are quite happy with that. However, with the composition and comprehension part, the teachers advised if we could add more topics for every grade. So this year onwards, we have included additional, like, booklet for writing and for comprehension from grades 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so this is something we have
So
included for
that's with the main course book.
that's with the main, no, that's with the Green Grammar
Grammar
book.
book. Okay.
Yes, yes. Those are the additional pages.
Okay.
If I can
So it's
find,
included in the same grammar book or, it's a separate booklet.
it is a separate booklet included, like, attached to the grammar book.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Right. Now, the course book that we can just, uh, and if you need breaks, you just let me know. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, like, now it's 1:02, so maybe around 1:30 we can take a 5 minute, 10-minute break.
Sure, sure.
Okay. All right. So, Green Book of English is again our course book, elevating English proficiency with comprehensive content. We are focusing on holistic language skills, trying to help students improve their RS, like listening, speaking, reading, and writing LSRW skills, integrating diverse methods for thorough understanding and practical application. Um, so the general, like, features that we have for every chapter, let us just glance through them, and then I will walk you through the special features that we have. So every chapter begins with a warm-up section for increasing engagement to break the ice and also testing prior knowledge. Um, Let's Read is engaging learners with texts, in different ways. Also, we have tried to shortlist texts from different genres, and like, incorporating both global and Indian texts, right, as are relevant for those particular grades. So that is grade specific. Then, following the chapter, we have comprehension questions from surface to inferential level to test the reading comprehension skills. Learn words is the section for enhancing active vocabulary. So, all the words that learners are, learning in reference to that particular chapter, for enriching their language learning experience. Grades 1 and 2 of the course book come with reading corners, which are attached at the end of every book. And those reading corners, they contain some popular fables or classics and that follow some reading-based group activities in line with NCF 2023. Okay. Then after like comprehension questions, as we are trying to like compose questions addressing all the four verticals of language learning. So we have like questions, dedicated questions for learn writing to enhance competencies in different writing topics, learn grammar, and this learn grammar is mapped to the topics that are explored in green grammar. But this is learning grammar in context, right? So in reference to that particular chapter, maybe I thought that I could like explore adjectives. So that is the functional approach we tried to incorporate there. For developing motor skills and enhancing creativity for learners, there are activities in grades 1 and 2. And learn to listen and speak is the section for developing and refining speaking and listening skills. So the examples accordingly, like you can find right there. Just a second. Okay, so these are the comprehension questions from fill in the blanks, which are objective to subjective questions. Think and answer is the section where students are going to find HOTS based questions. This is a screenshot that I have borrowed from grade 1. So there is just one think and answer question. However, like as we grow older, we are going to have more HOTS questions. Right.
In fact, by seeing one question, even I was wondering, only one question, or probably it's for a lower grade. That's the
Yes.
reason it's only one.
Yes, Vidya. Now, learn to listen and speak. This is the section like for refining their listening skills, speaking skills. Learn to write. So these are the examples that you can explore. Learn grammar. So learning grammar in context. So this is precisely how the questions are designed. This is the walkthrough page, right?
I just have one question here. So, are these lessons theme based or something like that? I mean, what's the flow of the lesson? Do we have theme based lessons? Like, pre primary, I have seen it as theme based,
Yes,
integrated. So,
right.
coming to course book, is there anything where these lessons are, I would say, context based? So, do we have something like that?
For Green English, we have tried to follow like diverse texts, to like ensure like multiplicity in like gaining knowledge. So we are not following like theme-based text selection in Green English. However, there are some recent titles where the thematic approach has been followed. Okay. This is the walkthrough page, like enclosing all the key features. Okay, now Green English is ideally prescribed in CBSE schools because we have tried to integrate uh, or map the curricular goals and competencies for um, dedicated academic stages, right? And the entire mapping has been shown in the detailed content section. Okay. So when you open the book, on the inner side of the front cover, you are going to find like which stage this book is falling under. So if this is book 6, we are going to refer to the curricular goals and competencies for the middle stage. And accordingly, in the mapping part, we have tried to show like which curricular goals and competencies are mapped to which particular uh, uh, like section. However, the themes are like listed here in the detailed content section. But as we move, across the content. The themes are not specifically outlined at the beginning of every chapter. So in the detailed content part, there is a separate section where we have outlined the themes. So that way you can just show that there is a thematic approach followed, but maybe like as we move through the content, the themes are not distinctly outlined or tagged per se. Now, these are our pink pages, right? And these pink pages celebrate women in literature. So it can be about women achievers or female authors or texts that are celebrating women empowerment. Okay, it can be in any capacity. Like can be feminist literature, influential authors, modern voices, recognizing emerging
So,
voices in contemporary
we-
literature. Yes. Vidya, are you there? Hello. Yes. Can you hear me?
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So these, I mean, this particular feature, is this available for 1 to 8 grades or?
Yes. Yes. For all the grades. I was about to say that. And as you move forward, you will find that in the content section, these particular chapters are highlighted in pink. Now, when I joined, I too had this question why you are stereotyping the color pink and associating that with, you know, feminist literature. However, like our editorial team had a very decent response to that. Is just to like highlight, uh, like these chapters and just for a frame of reference. So it's not that we are directly promoting like association of the color pink with women, but like in that case, we would have gone for the complete rainbow. But that wouldn't have served the purpose of just highlighting these chapters. So just for the highlight, we tried to go for a vibrant color, and pink is the closest one we could go with. And in the detailed content section also, this pink band is used to identify those chapters. Okay. Now, the additional, yes. Now the additional spotlight features include SDG aligned projects in every book. We have 2 SDG aligned projects in every book across classes 1 to 8, right? And these projects, they definitely have a strong language connect. So these are not just, randomly included in the book without having any organic connection with the language learning experience that we are offering to children. Of course, they are serving purposes and there is a strong language connect. However, these projects are not directly aligned to any chapter, any like content from the chapters. Okay. So I will show you examples of some of these projects. We have student progress cards attached at the end of every book. Not attached, it can be found at the end of every book. So it is included in the book, not as a detachable resource. So this particular section is incorporated to evaluate students' linguistic progress across terms, and the skills that we are trying to evaluate here are based on NCERT learning indicators. Okay. Assessments. The assessments that we have in Green English, as I mentioned, these are skill-based or competency-based to test the acquired language skills. So you are not going to find questions from the chapters. They are there at the end of every chapter in the comprehension part, right? The assessments that we have after the completion of every 3-4 chapters, they are purely competency based, just to test the acquired language skills. Okay. So again, so this is These are the examples of projects. Now, I mentioned that every Green English book contains two projects, and at least one of them is SDG aligned. Okay. Another one is fostering mindfulness or inspiring collaboration and team spirit with a strong language connect. So it can be, this is a project that we have in book 3. Hence, the instruction is also quite simple to follow. This is a group work where children are asked to look at a certain picture. What do you think might be happening? Write your thoughts. You can even write a short story on this. So this can be like, the instruction is very simple, entirely like facilitator led and facilitator driven, right? And they are going to just help students critically uh, like uh, uh, dissect a picture composition. So dissect a picture, but this is just a one step ahead from what we usually explore in picture composition, because we are not just describing it, we are trying to put in our thoughts, our authentic, imaginary, creative thoughts in reference to this picture. So this is a grade 3 project. However, as we move forward, this is an example of an SDG aligned project. So the project topic is safe food, eat wisely, right? So of course we are like integrating goal number 12, responsible consumption here, right? And this is again like fostering collaboration. Every project, in fact, is fostering collaboration. So maybe students are asked to form groups and contemplate on the questions that are given here. So thorough research needs to be put in to execute, and find outcomes for this project. Then there is a proper Venn diagram, like based on your findings, fill the diagram. Then students, they learn how to write argumentative essays by the time they graduate to grade 8. But this is a little bit of an experience of having a debate or having a well-formed argument through a project like this. So this project, if I'm not mistaken, is found in grade 4, grade 5, I guess. So here we are just giving them an idea how this can be converted into a classroom debate, a healthy debate. So some students are going to talk about the food that should be banned, and the food that shouldn't be banned, and they can have a very like candid discussion and debate over this. As you can find that there is a teacher's note telling learners about Venn diagrams, how to read them, instruct them on how to find information and resources meaningfully, ethically, the ethical use of internet. So all these activities are very much driven and led by facilitators. So when we are going to train teachers, we can take up some of these activities in the training and just let them, have or imitate that classroom experience, right? You are already like a pro at that, so I shouldn't be the one talking about that. Then again, like forming pairs, discuss with your partners, like, some of the takeaways from the projects. Making a poster, so poster designing too is very creative, and it has a very strong language connect. So you're going to find that every activity that we have collated and put together for projects, they are connected with language proficiency in some respect, right? So that is how the projects are designed. And the NCERT learning indicators are also, uh, indicated here, right? The assessments that I was talking about. So every book contains 3 CBAs, competency-based assessments. We begin with passages, then some language-based questions, then grammar-based questions, right? So just to evaluate the skills that they have acquired from the former chapters, and preparing learners for global English proficiency tests, for Olympiads, competitive exams. exactly why like competency-based evaluation is very, very prominent in today's time. So that is how it is designed. And every book ends with the student's progress card, right? So all the learning outcomes that we have listed here, these are in accordance with the NCERT learning indicators, right? Across the verticals, reading comprehension, vocabulary, grammar, listening, speaking, writing, collaboration, and teamwork. So the teachers get to evaluate how they performed in the projects as well, how they responded to the project instructions as well, creativity and critical thinking. So these sections are there. There is a dedicated space for teachers to put their feedback, and evaluation can be done across 2 terms or 2 semesters. Like we have mentioned the word term here, it can definitely be converted into semesters, 6-month semesters. And the rubrics are again like whether the child needs support or the child is meeting expectations. So this can be found at the end of every book. Okay, all right. Every book ends with listening texts for dictation classes, for oral assessments. So, just providing teachers with a quick collection of short passages from the main texts to facilitate classroom listening activities. Okay, and these can like very well be used for oral assessments, and teachers can make like good use of this. Any questions like till now, Vidya from Green English? Right. So I was talking about reading corner in the foundational classes, classes 1 and 2. So these reading corners are attached exactly like a booklet like this, okay, at the end of every book. And they contain like beautifully illustrated classics, fables, which we all are pretty much aware of, like The Lion and the Rabbit. So this is how the stories are written. And we have some reading based group activities. So it can be building on a story or a story chain, or maybe just thinking of an alternate ending. So maybe there's a story of the rabbit and the tortoise and who won the race. So, how if the rabbit had won the race instead of the tortoise? So, how do you think that alternate ending would have been, achieved? Okay, so these are the kind of questions just to inspire critical thinking in the foundational years, as much as it is possible, as much as it is like convenient for foundational learners to explore, to navigate. We have included that in the reading corners. Okay, so they come attached at the end of every book. Grade 3 onwards, we have separate rapid readers or literature readers. And every literature reader contains stories from far and near. So they contain abridged classics that are age appropriate and learner friendly. So there can be, like, in one book, we can have Black Beauty, another book, we can have maybe, you know, um, I have forgotten the texts, Heidi, right? So these are the stories that we have. All right. They are also illustrated. However, this is also another question we got from many teachers, and we still want to understand how we can navigate this. Because we had a certain purpose of including minimal exercises in literature readers, just to foster this reading habit, which is, getting extinct nowadays, because students, they do not just pick up a book and read anymore. So we just wanted to build on this habit of reading, to bring back this habit of reading in young kids. And every story, they were garnished with minimal questions, minimal exercise questions. However, like we visit schools and teachers have different mindsets. So they often wondered that why haven't you included all kinds of questions here. So that would actually defeat the purpose of us including minimal exercises. So this is something we are yet to discuss with the editorial. Shoma ma'am, she's very helpful, by the way. I have to mention this because for approvals, as you can reach out to Rajneesh sir, for any editorial or book related concerns, I would always recommend that you have a discussion with Shoma Bhattacharya ma'am, who is our publishing manager, who is like our editorial head, and she can actually like share interesting insights. By the way, she too is an ex Macmillan. Yeah. So you can always like reach out to her. Um, Maybe for the upcoming season, if we can think of including more questions in the literature readers, we need to sit together with Shoma ma'am. If you too get like interesting feedback from teachers, you too can share the same with her. And I hope like we can
Um,
we
just
yes.
one question, Manjima. So, is it attached along with the main course book,
No.
or is it optional for the schools to opt for? I mean, is it sold separately or is it included in the kit?
Yes. So unlike the reading corners, this literature readers are sold separately. Okay. Yes. However, the reading corners are attached for grades 1 and 2. Right? Yes.
So, did you get any feedback from schools where most of the schools are also making it mandatory as a part of their evaluation, students' evaluation,
Mm-hmm.
So, most of the schools here in South, especially, have made mandatory that literature reader is also a part of their academics, We
Yes.
usually promote it saying it's to improve joyful reading in the child. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the main purpose of letting the child also go through the readers,
Yes.
literature readers. But here I have observed, as CBSE is also, the question paper pattern, as for the pattern, they do have comprehensions, and
Hmm.
hence they have made mandatory that students should also read literature readers. So, what's your opinion on that from English press? Did you also find these kind of feedbacks from the schools?
Yes. So I would say that when like upon visiting one of the group schools in your region, in fact, MGM, a few teachers they shared this feedback.
NGM is in Chennai, I believe. Tamil Nadu, or where is it?
I visited MGM in Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala.
Okay, okay, okay.
You
Kerala.
may have to visit there, like since you are the only like product manager from South, and if somebody else joins, then like you both can just you know tackle that. However, teachers from MGM they shared this feedback. I distinctly remember that literature readers they are supposed to be included as part of the package. So we did like convey this feedback to like the company. However, what like I understood is that since we already have less number of titles because we are solely focusing on English, so we do not have an array of products across all disciplines. So maybe from a like strictly sales point of view, we kept like separate pricing for literature readers. Having said that, if this is a feedback that we constantly receive from like across the country, then of course this can be considered. And I believe like if Mithilesh sir he like gets like adoption in say a group school where like the um, like capacity of children is huge. So that is
That's
where he
again a
can
sales
always
call
like,
that they come
yes,
up with. Yeah, yeah. So,
absolutely.
what's the response there in Northeast and East, if I have to ask? It's not about the sales part that I'm concerned about, but coming to usage of the literature reader in the schools, I'm very sure that schools are very good in Kolkata, definitely for sure. But coming to Northeast,
Yes.
so do they also include it as a part of their academics in the curriculum? or is it only for joyful reading that they use it for?
Right, Vidya. So what I have noticed here, especially North Bengal, and the entire West Bengal, what I have noticed is teachers, they do look for a separate rapid reader, exactly like we used to have. So this literature reader serves that purpose. So English Press, they have storybooks, all right? So they are abridged classics again. So teachers either opt for those storybooks or literature readers, and the purpose is just to like foster joyful reading in
Okay.
classrooms.
So, even I was from an ICSE background, and during our schooling, we used to have a non-detailed book,
Right.
especially for English language learning. So that way, if I have to see, so I believe these literature readers are also a part of those kind of learnings which are happening in the classroom.
Yes.
Fine. Yeah.
Yes. But still, like the feedback and the discussion that we have had, like including it as part of the package, I believe like if the feedback is consistent, and this is something that can definitely like improve our relationships with schools, our business strategies, I'm pretty much sure that this can be included as part of the entire package of green. Yes. Okay. And the digital resources, I will take you through them like shortly. Okay. So can we take a quick break, Vidya, for now? Yes. Maybe just for 5-10 minutes, and then I'll get back. I think I may not be able to, because see, like this is a training that is not exactly training. We are having a discussion, and two product managers are talking about books. So I believe like 2 hours, the like duration of 2 hours is not enough to cover all the titles. Had it been a sales training, I could have gone through like very quickly. I could have just gone through all the features, but obviously you have more thoughtful questions. So if required, maybe tomorrow to like we can meet for an hour or so. If
Sure,
we
sure.
like
Definitely, yes, sure.
finish like the entire
Sure,
trip.
even I wanted a detailed explanation so that definitely approaches in the books are different. So it's
Yes.
always better that I have a detailed understanding rather than just quickly moving out through the series. And
Right.
sales, it's all about USPs that they have to go with. But
Mhm.
coming to approaches, it is always better that we have a detailed discussion at the beginning at least.
Right, right, Vidya.
Sure.
Absolutely. So just a 5-10 minute break.
Sure,
I'll
sure, sure. Yeah.
and then I will like after like if I see that all the titles are not covered, which I assume that would be the case, then I will request Mukul to maybe just like
Definitely,
find
sure.
out a slot
That's
for
not a problem. Until and unless you are available, please let
yes.
me know as per your
7th onwards,
convenience. We
I
can.
will be a bit occupied because we have
Okay.
principals meet and workshops
Hmm.
in Kolkata. But tomorrow we can find a window for one and a
Sure,
half hour.
sure, sure. Just let me know your convenient time tomorrow, so I'll be available at that time. I was told Vidit sir is visiting Hyderabad, so probably if needed, I'll have to meet him. So
Yes,
I'll,
yes, of course.
yeah, sure.
Sure. And if like tomorrow is not like convenient for either of us or both of us, we can always meet on Monday,
Sure.
right? I will
Let's
try
try
to finish
completing
as
it
many,
by tomorrow. Yeah, yeah.
but I
As
do not want to rush because, yeah,
I completely agree with you. I mean, few things we can't compromise.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. Vidya.
fine. Yeah.
Okay, so a quick break. I'll get back. Okay. Hi Vidya, are you there? Hi Vidya, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yes. Okay. So I guess we can just go forward. Yeah. Right. So this is our series, Hello English. I would say if you try to like evaluate the content, the standard of the content, then Hello English is a little more lucid in comparison to the content that we find in green. Okay. Hello English is our course book. We have two versions. One is CBSE, another is ICSE. There is a minor update that I would like to share with you in regard to Hello ICSE. We already like have covered all the grades. However, book uh, book 6, 7, and 8, these three books have been revised this year itself, right? And we had an ICC teacher who authored the revision, the revised version, okay, for Hello ICSE. So this is the CBSE one.
So that's for revised ICSE, right? For 6 to 8 grades.
Yes, yes. Okay. And this one is Hello CBSE. So these are the titles. The series editor is Shraddhanand, who is an ELT consultant. And the author for the entire series is Amar Singh Rathod, who is an MA and B.Ed English. Again, like in Hello English, we have done the mapping for the, you know, uh, like for that particular academic stage. So all the curricular goals and competencies are aligned here. What kind of questions we are following for every chapter, whether we are following MCQs or RTCs, HOTS questions are there. They are also listed in the detailed content section. Okay. And the thematic integration is demonstrated in the detailed content page. So every chapter, whether like they are falling under a particular theme, uh, those are mentioned here. Right. So these are the features in like very briefly that can be highlighted in the Hello series. So prep up is the warm up section for setting the tone for an inclusive learning experience. Read and respond focuses on the reading comprehension to build analytical skills. So we have the stories and following which the comprehension questions are asked, again from surface to inferential level. However, another point that I missed, mentioning in regard to Green English, my bad. Books 6, 7, and 8, they contain in-text questions. Okay, so questions that are there to help learners pause and reflect for a while they explore a certain chapter. Those are inserted in book 6, 7, and 8 in Green English. Okay. In Hello, we haven't really included in-text questions as such. Think Tank is the section that challenges students to analyze, evaluate, synthesize information. In short, the HOTS section that is there. Vocab Vault for introducing exciting ways to expand their range of vocabulary, their word stock. Grammar Genie teaches grammar in an accessible way. And again, this is the functional approach to grammar that we have covered. Listening Lab contains listening exercises. Speaking Session provides a platform for interactive speaking exercises. And Write and Weave fosters creativity, honing writing skills. Moving forward, the key features of the NCF 2023 that are aligned with the Hello English series. We can begin with our SEL pages. So the SEL pages, every book contains 2 to 3 SEL pages that influence how children feel about themselves. And these pages too have, language connect in some capacity. So we have helped them develop a distinct vocabulary for getting acquainted with their mental health. And then accordingly, the questions are asked where they can respond and reflect. And of course, they need to have a promising language skill to dissect and evaluate the questions that are being asked. So topics range from self-awareness, self-management, which we explore in the uh, foundational classes. Then moving forward, we deal with relationship management. So from intrapersonal to interpersonal. Uh, yes, right? Then social awareness, decision making. These are the topics that we try to cover. All our SEL pages are inspired by the ISELF by the Teacher Foundation. Okay, so you can just take a look at ISCLF. Just give me a second. Yes, Vidya. So it is Indian Social and Emotional Learning Framework that was devised and designed by the Teacher Foundation. And you can just download the entire framework right from here, right? And like what this framework entails and how we have managed, or how we have like collated the themes of our SAL pages in accordance with the framework that is provided by the Teacher Foundation, right?
Mm.
Okay,
Can you just share me this link?
yes.
Yes, now, yeah.
Yes, so after the meeting, my WhatsApp is not okay. Like in the chat, I can. Right. Okay. You can just go through the link, like go through the framework, and maybe like we can take up discussions from there. Okay, so these are the SAL pages incorporated in Hello English CBSE. We have the same pages in Hello ICSE as well. Now, these are the pages, we call them Be Aware pages from grades 1 to 8, ensuring student safety, just so that they can gain a certain like awareness about their immediate surrounding. So topics range from physical, emotional, intellectual safety to prevention of bullying, prevention of sexual harassment, abuse, cyber safety, general safety measures. And this is how we have covered the topics, right? So this is something that we have in grade 3. But moving forward in grade 6, we are probably dealing with their awareness of cyber safety and how they can be safe online. So the pages are called Be Aware, and maybe the topic that we are covering here is My Body Rights, right? And these are found toward the end of every book. Again, this can be found in both Hello CBSE and Hello ICSE. I will have a separate presentation for Hello ICSE, just giving you a heads up. Okay, this one's a little interesting because this is something we have only in Hello CBSE. And this is the STEAM integration or STEAM education pages. This is something we have from classes 3 to 8. So this is where we are trying to foster multidisciplinary learning so that students are given the choice to uh, explore flexible curriculum, what purpose it serves, and whether it is like the moment of the hour for the Indian education system, whether they can maneuver or whether they can like navigate uh, their knowledge acquisition through flexible curriculum. So these are the pages that will give them some kind of insight, or maybe just brain teasers to think about it. This is where we are going with a multidisciplinary approach relating to other subjects. All these pages are reviewed by Padma Shri Arvind Gupta, the person who came up with the whole concept of converting uh, trash from trash to toys, that conversion. And we have lots of YouTube videos where he actually guided how you can just convert trash into toys. So these are like, this is how the pages look like. The language connect is also mentioned, explain what happens next, right? So they are just learning like how to um, understand the opposing effects of magnets and how to carry out this experiment uh, using bare minimum resources that are sustainable, that are easily available around them. And maybe the language connect can be explaining what happens next. So, employing their language skills, they are going to be articulate enough to talk about the consequences or the outcomes of this project, right? And the teacher's note can be like just giving them an idea what this acronym stand for, and then like what this particular activity can uh, like do in reference to like why we have this activity in a literature course book, right? Again, these STEAM activities are not connected with any chapter content, but they have a language connect, obviously, just to give students a holistic learning experience in ELT. Okay. Any questions so far, Vidya? Like, Hello Learner definitely has more NCF aligned features. So the ones that I have already covered, any questions or any comments that you would like to share?
Not much. So I'm just trying to compare both the books, My Green Book and Hello English. So the projects in Green Book is purely SDG aligned, and coming to Hello
One
English,
of
it
them
is
is SDG aligned. Yes. So the projects in Green English, one of them is SDG aligned and another is fostering mindfulness, maybe. Mindfulness and critical thinking, collaboration, right? Okay. Now, the like features in Hello, the ones that we have already covered, following which we have art integration. While like when we are going to take up Hello ICSE, I will mention that in our revised books for 6, 7, and 8, how we have reimagined the art integration pages. So for the first time, we have tried connecting art integration pages with the content of the chapters. Okay, but that is something we have like strictly introduced in Hello ICSE, just acknowledging the fact that ICSE classrooms, they have more soulful and candid discussions, not disrespecting CBSE ELT classrooms, but they are more functional, they are more application based. ICSE classrooms still have that, like they still exploit the opportunity to have more like thoughtful discussions in the classes. So keeping that factor in mind, we tried to intersect art integration with the chapters. But that is something we have done in the edited version of Hello ICSE 6, 7, and 8. In CBSE, the art integration pages are inserted separately. Definitely, there is a language connect because students are reading the instructions, deciphering the instructions, and while just immersing themselves in the experience of enjoying art, they're also trying to understand what are the takeaways or how they can, what steps they are going to follow in order to like do this particular artwork. So that kind of language connect is given there, just to give them a breathing space uh, between chapters, so that they can explore their co-scholastic skills as well, right? We have art integration pages from classes 1 to 8 in every book. Yes, from classes 1 to 8, three art integration pages are there. Okay, yes, right. Think tank, as I mentioned, that think tank contains HOTS questions and the tagging is also given there that these are HOTS. We have technology connect from grades 3 to 8. Uh, Incorporating activities that strictly involve digital technology and references to external material that can be embedded appropriately in the textbook, right? So here the technology connectors, maybe like these are the questions that the learner has been asked to like reflect upon under write and weave. So highlight India's achievements in space, such as ISRO's Mars orbiter, boosting the economy through technology development. So these are the writing prompts. The child has to write an article on this. So of course, the technology connect or the inspiration to connect technology here is to refer to authentic resources on the internet, of course, under the supervision of the facilitators, so that they can build upon their research skills and also responsibly browsing the internet for authentic materials, right? Not just exploiting their access to internet, but responsibly using it. Again, here, like the Technology Connect can be what is Satyagraha, research and find out what influence did Mahatma Gandhi's Satyagraha have on world leaders like Martin Luther King. One feedback that came exclusively from my end, and again, like since the team is small, so we can have like in-house discussions with editorial time and again. So this is an idea that I tried to share, that when you are asking students to research, maybe just give them some prompts or like authentic links which they can actually browse in this regard. So not just dropping the word research, but actually like properly guiding them through this. So that can be
So,
included.
absolutely. So, I completely agree with you. Even in the previous organization, we have seen that they do suggest links which are there.
Yes.
So now coming to these series, is there a possibility, or did they already do that? Like, did they refer to some links at least at the back of the textbook or anywhere, or no?
Not yet, and we actually have a reason for that. Um, Very recently, like it came from one of like the CBSE teachers in my state, and she mentioned it like like quite convincingly that if you ask students to conduct research and just guide them through an internet link, then that may just uh, you know inhibit their inspiration to visit libraries, or maybe just conduct a different format of research. So keeping that factor in mind, we didn't really like drop in links. But then again, if you are like including this particular tag, that is Technology Connect, you can insert links. Otherwise, it will defeat the purpose of including this particular tag. So this came from my end, and the editorial kind of agreed to that. Maybe next year when we like revise this particular series, we are going to consider incorporating links. Otherwise, as product managers, maybe we can walk a mile ahead, and during the training, we can provide maybe relevant links just to help teachers explore that bit. Right. Um, Another tagging that we have in Hello English is I care. And these are just there to, like, these are incorporated across grades 3 to 8. Um, just to highlight certain content in our textbooks that play an important role in reflecting values and dispositions articulated by the NCF 2023. So maybe just a pamphlet is a single page leaflet. This comes under write and weave in reference to a particular chapter. So the child is getting to know what a pamphlet is, what purpose it serves. Now the instruction can be on behalf of an NGO, Naya Daur, design a pamphlet to be distributed in the area to increase public awareness and to mobilize public support against the setting up of the mill. Okay. So here, like children are not just designing pamphlet and negotiating with the structural design of a pamphlet, but also navigating the content design for it. So they are strictly working on behalf of an NGO. So it's a non-profit organization. They are going to do something to benefit the society at large. So what kind of vocabulary needs to be included for designing a pamphlet of this sort? And hence the eye care tagging is there, right? This is a grade 8 activity, by the way. Um, but this is found in a lower class. So do you think the people did not come to Dr. Dolittle because he was weird? This is like, these are the think tank questions. How is humanity a victim of its own destructive way of life? This is a critical thinking question. And at the same time, this question is also inspiring learners to maybe just reflect on the values that they have acquired. Okay, now we have SAFL aligned tests, okay, for grades 3, 5, and 8, designed to enhance the assessment process. And you are already aware of the SAFL tests and how they are designed. We have referred to the SAFL assessment framework. Like, once the questions are addressed by the learners and they like answer the questions, they respond to the questions, teachers, like in the training, we can just guide the teachers to follow this framework to evaluate the responses of the learners, right? So this can be found at the end of every book. Every book in the sense 3, 5, and 8. Yes. The teach.
Can you
Yes.
just
Yes.
flip over to the back page,
Yes.
previous one?
Yes.
Okay, so we are also providing this framework for the teachers.
Not really. This is
Any
already
kind of
found. Yes, this is
support
already
regarding
available.
SAFL, which is there.
Mhm.
So as we are already, see, Kerala is known for SAFL pages,
Mhm.
assessment.
Assessment.
So now, apart from Kerala, there are many states where, let's say Telangana and AP, there's no much usage of SAFL here in AP and Telangana. So
Mhm.
that is where are we also creating some kind of awareness through books, through our books in any
Yes.
means?
Yes.
Okay.
So
So will
what?
the teacher
Mhm.
find any support through English Press for SAFL assessment?
Not really. Like, as much uh, awareness or knowledge that we can pass on to the teachers through the trainings that we are going to conduct, we are going to do that. We do not have any like special tie-up with CBSE in order to like help teachers evaluate the SAFL aligned test responses that they will be receiving from their learners. However, the trainings that we are going to provide, and if you want to maybe just team up with Sahodaya, or maybe just conduct a workshop where the SAFL assessments, rubrics, assessment frameworks, all can be discussed. Or maybe we can just get a CBSE resource person to conduct a workshop as such. That will be like completely supported, and like every means will be ensured so that you can arrange a workshop of that sort. Right? Yes. So the teacher resources, we are obviously providing the entire answer key for all the questions that are given there. And the lesson plans. However, the lesson plans for Green English, they are also designed in this manner, right? So at first, we have the entire academic calendar. Actually, every lesson plan begins with the academic calendar, followed by this tabular format where we are exploring the pre-reading, while reading, and post-reading part, and the take-home section for every chapter, right? In our new titles, we have also included a like another vertical for helping teachers understand the duration, the time duration that they can, uh, like they can just allocate for
Each
taking up.
activity.
Yes,
Yeah.
but in the older titles, since these are not yet revised, this particular vertical is not inserted for now, but the feedback has been communicated. So maybe like right in our next revised edition, we are going to include that vertical that will just indicate the
Time span
duration.
for each
Yes, the
activity.
time span for conducting the uh, you know, like activities, classroom activities. And this is the entire academic calendar that we have provided. Of course, this will vary from state to state. So we are assuming a certain number of holidays. This is just a tentative structure that teachers can follow, starting from reading corner day to revision day, where they can just explore competency based worksheets, assessment day, when they can conduct open book assessments, closed book assessments, then whether they're going to be a 6 week break, right? When, like, right before the wrap up, before their half yearly or year end exams, what learning objectives are supposed to be covered. So, a quick, like walkthrough has been given in the academic calendar, which teachers can refer to. Of course, accordingly, like according to their holiday list, according to the rules and regulations that they follow in their respective schools, they are going to customize this calendar. But this is just a tentative, like
So
temp
this is also shared with the teachers. So is this there in the digital resources or in the teacher manual itself?
teacher's manual, and the soft copy of teacher's manual is given in the digital resource as well.
Yeah. So we
What it,
do share the physical copy, the print
yes,
copy teacher
yes,
manual with all the schools.
yes,
Right.
yes,
So this is more a kind of micro schedule that we are sharing with the
absolutely,
schools.
absolutely. The macro lesson plan is usually followed in our grammar books. But for the literature course books, the micro lesson plan has been followed. Okay.
Jima, just one more question. How
Mhm.
many lessons, how many periods are planned in the grammar series? Um, let's say for main course book, at least each lesson will be on an average between 10 to 15 periods. Let's say
Mhm.
usually through publications that we provide. But
Right.
coming to grammar, how many periods are allocated for each lesson? Is it two, three, or how is it?
See, we like since we do not have an academic calendar for our green grammar, and the lesson plans are mostly like macro lesson plans, where we have definitely you know given an idea how the teachers can explore the learning objectives, what kind of digital assets that they can use, the digital tools, worksheet mapping, and all those things. However, having said that, the number of teaching days or periods, they are not like distinctly carved out. This is a very important point. We both can take it up with the editorial if we can provide something like this for
Yeah.
the grammar books as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So just give me a sec. I'll connect my laptop to no, it's out of charge. Give
Oh,
me
sure,
some
sure,
time
sure.
and I'm just
Sure, sure.
I'm back, Manjima. Are you there?
Hi Vidya, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yes.
Did you have your lunch?
Not yet. I will have my lunch. Actually, we are just a little occupied with the upcoming workshops.
Okay.
That's why I'm just vanishing from the training time and again.
All
But
right.
coming back
It's
like
too
as a
hectic for you.
no,
I
no,
understand.
it's completely fine. The literature readers in Hello English, again, like we have them from classes 1 to 8. No reading corners in Hello. So from 1 to 8, we have these separate literature readers.
Okay.
However, they are exactly formatted, like the chapters are formatted exactly the way we find in the course books. So there are warm up sections to help the facilitator in framing the story, planning the time for the lesson, and just beginning the session with a thought provoking question. And unlike the literature readers in Green English, where we just have some minimal questions to inside the discussion about the text, in Hello, we tried to follow this question pattern where we have like complete objective, subjective questions, even think tank questions, vocabulary, let's write, level up. So these sections are there in our literature readers for Hello. Okay. Of course, less number of chapters or texts that are included. And Green English, maybe it revolves around just one abridged classic, but in Hello, we have a compilation of stories. Okay, so that's what we have. I was wondering, we can just have a discussion with Mukul and maybe just find a slot for tomorrow. You first let me know if you have a meeting with Vidit sir tomorrow. So if the time is fine for both of us, we can meet tomorrow. Otherwise, we can just take it up on Monday, right? The main series are already like explored, which would include like Green and Hello. I would finish Hello ICC in our next discussion, and the new titles are still there, so I will just explore them. Meanwhile, if you can just take out some time from your schedule to go through the PDF that Mukul had shared, then you too can have a brief idea.
Sure, sure. So, Manjima, just tell me what are the upcoming titles, the front list titles that we have
Yes.
for next academic year?
Yes. So the frontlist titles include Beyond Words, which is an English course book,
Uh,
ideal to be ideally to be pitched in like schools of all levels. But again, like ideally, the content is meant for B plus to A category schools, right? Even in some instances, in some states, A plus schools as well, um, aligned to the CBSE curriculum. Okay.
mm.
Then we have Friends, which is an ICSE series, completely ICSE series. The two authors we have collaborated with, one of them is based in Calcutta, and she is a principal of a school. Another person is the vice principal of Darjeeling North Point, right? So they have curated the entire content for Friends. This again, like, uh, is one of our frontlist titles. Cloud Nine is a CBSE title, which is again like ideally to be pitched in A plus category schools. And the content is designed with a lot of precision and care. However, Cloud Nine is yet to be developed a little bit more. So for now, for the launch purpose, even in Calcutta, we are going ahead with Friends and Beyond Words. In fact, Beyond Words, we have already pitched in some major schools. Friends will be launched. Um, then, of course, Roots, our pre-primary kit, which is there, thematically integrated, along with manipulatives. And
I
we,
have seen the PDF for Roots.
you have.
So, I just got it out when I have seen this manipulatives.
Mhm.
So, is the manipulatives a part of student kit or is it only for teachers?
So there, like it comes in a box, right? So there
Okay.
are student manipulatives, there are
Ah,
teacher manipulatives.
okay, done.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So
Then,
these are four front list titles.
right, right. No, I'm like, I haven't finished. We have a mental health series which
Hmm.
will be launched here. It is called Inner Edge, right?
Ah,
And again, for classes 1 to 8. So
okay.
that is another front list that we are coming up with. And I
Hmm.
will show you the preview to some of our
I
like
wish to. I'm
occasional.
also curious.
Yes. And am I missing anything? Roots? No. And we have our language lab. So I'll
I'm
just
curious to know more about language.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
So we have AI enabled feedback system, and
Hmm.
assignments that can be uploaded, tracked, and evaluated right on the platform. And we are working along the four verticals LSRW,
Hmm.
addressing the individualized learner needs, which like has to be the work of a language lab, in fact. So yes, I will give you a complete walkthrough of all these.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion, like the way we are just taking up this training, which is like so detailed, I think in my opinion, if we can find some time tomorrow, it is fine. However, I have to be honest that I may have to again like go back, making
Yeah.
preparations for the workshops and principal meet we have over the weekend. But on Monday, like we can have a comparatively longer session. So, right?
Sure,
So
sure, sure.
tomorrow you
So,
let me know, Vidya,
yeah,
right? Tomorrow you let me know, and accordingly, like once you let me know, and if the time matches for both of us, we can inform Mukul, and he can like create a meeting for us. Otherwise, we can just do it on Monday.
definitely. Even your availability is also much more important. So,
Ah,
we'll go based on your available time. And the other one is, I just wanted to know.
mhm,
So, compared to these two series that we have discussed just now,
mhm,
Hello English and My Green Book of English. So coming
mhm.
to these two, I feel Hello English is little complex compared to Green Book of English, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yes, in terms of the incorporation of features,
Hmm.
which are like strictly NCF aligned, I would say that Hello, like offers more such features. And
Okay.
Green English, in that regard, can be pitched in a CBSE school, and for the lower classes, it can even be pitched in ICSE schools as well. Having said that,
Coming
uh,
to the literature part,
hmm,
which one do you think is more complex?
yes, so when I come to the literature part, the language is more lucid in Hello and a little more complex in Green English.
Okay.
So if you try to evaluate the content, the standard of content for CBSE, then
Hmm.
we need to first start with Cloud9, that has the most challenging and complex content to be pitched in A plus category
Hmm.
schools. Then comes Beyond Words, then comes Green English, and finally we end up with Hello English. Solely
Okay.
if we evaluate the complexity of the content.
Okay.
And for ICSE, like we just have a well like thought out you know an exclusive series for ICC, and that is Friends. So
And with
Friends,
Hello
of course,
English. So
yes,
we have two titles for ICSE schools.
yes. But again, like in terms of the complexity of language or which one you need to pitch where, so Friends can be pitched like in AA plus category schools as well. For Hello ICC 1 to 5, you can pitch in C plus, B plus category schools. For 6, 7, and 8, the revised version, we are aspiring to pitch that in B plus, even A category schools as well, given the person who has revised it. And she has actually inserted um, ICSE patterned question papers. One is a language paper, another is a literature paper, and the question sections are completely revamped. So we are definitely going to take it to some schools, and upon receiving like concrete feedback from teachers, I personally believe, because I have worked closely with her, she's based in Calcutta, so she came to office and she shared her perspectives. So I think that like Hello ICSE 6, 7, and 8, the revised one, can be pitched in even B plus and A category schools as well. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Manjima.
Thank you, Vidya. It
I'll
was
just
with
get
you.
back to you on this regarding tomorrow, or maybe as per your availability, maybe if we can plan it on Monday, I'll definitely get back to you on that.
Sure, sure. You let me
Yeah.
know. Okay. All
Sure.
right. All
Thank
right.
you. Have a good day.
Yes, you do.
Bye.
Oh, I need to stop the recording.